Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Hunter.
And I'm Angelina. Welcome back to another episode of Sneak Peek.
We've got a lot of stuff for you tonight, including 2 reviews for the new movies Father Stu and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Simi is also here tonight to let us know about some of the best stoner comedies to look out for.
Finally, we'll end the show with Robbie, Mason, and Michael discussing the best of Robert Pattinson.
Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.
Hey Angelina, did you used to play Minecraft when you were younger?
Are you kidding me, Hunter? I still do.
Same here. It's such a fun and timeless game. And now it's being made into a movie.
That's right. Just yesterday, it was announced that Napoleon Dynamite director Jared Hess would direct a live-action Minecraft film starring none other than Jason Momoa.
I cannot believe the Aquaman will be in a live-action Minecraft movie, but I'm so stoked to see how they turn a game about blocks into real life.
Me neither. In other news, Marvel has finally released the trailer for the highly anticipated Thor: Love and Thunder.
The 4th Thor film will follow Thor Odinson on a new quest for peace and retirement, leaving his superhero days with the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy behind. Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie was also shown to be leading New Asgard on Earth, but there was one main character missing from the trailer.
The villain of the film will be Gore, the God Butcher, a new enemy who seeks to murder every single god in existence and will be played by Christian Bale. While we did not get a first look at Bale's God Butcher, we did catch a glimpse at one of the Greek gods we presume he will be killing in the film, the mighty Zeus, played by Russell Crowe.
That's right, and let's not forget that we've also gotten our very first look at the return of Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, who will be taking up the hammer as the new mighty Thor.
I absolutely cannot wait to see Jane as Thor. Taika Waititi is going to give us another great addition to the MCU.
Me neither. But now let's take it to Ryan, who's got a review on the brand new Nicolas Cage film, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Take it away, Ryan.
What's up, Sneak Peekers? The age of Cage is upon us with this weekend's release of The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage as, well, Nick Cage. Does the film offer the best any Cage fan could ask for, or does it buckle under the unbearable weight of its star's cinematic legacy? I got the honor to see the world premiere at South by Southwest last month, and I'm excited to tell you all my thoughts about the film. So, let's get started. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent follows Nick Cage, a talented but down-on-his-luck actor who's been trying to make a big comeback. Not that he went anywhere, of course. After a string of tough breaks, Cage resolves to quit acting. To make ends meet, he accepts $1 million to attend a birthday party for a businessman named Javi, played by Pedro Pascal. When Cage and Javi meet, a beautiful bromance blooms, but Cage is recruited by the CIA to uncover whether or not Javi is a ruthless crime lord. Their friendship is put to the test, and Cage must use all his acting skills to uncover the truth and be reunited with his family. This film's success rests on Cage's performance and whether or not the references to his career comes off as fun or obnoxious. Nick Cage is an actor who's been in a lot of different kinds of roles, but in this film, playing a version of himself, in fact, multiple versions of himself, opens him up to a vulnerability that's usually reserved for more serious fare than one would expect from a studio action comedy. His performance, paired with a great self-aware screenplay, allows this movie to rise above just simple name drops and nostalgia, and instead to be a genuine love letter to the enigma that is Nicolas Cage. And while the film is a comedy, the vulnerability also inspires some really emotional moments, especially surrounding the fictional Cage's retirement from acting. Considering the ups and downs in his real-life career, these reflective moments elevate the film to a mediation on Cage's career and legacy. That being said, as reflective as it is, it's still a buddy comedy, and a buddy comedy only works when both actors are bringing their A-game. Opposite Cage is self-proclaimed Cage superfan Pedro Pascal, who gives an incredible performance in the film. He has to juggle a lot of tones, but he balances the comedic with the insidious perfectly. It helps that he has such amazing chemistry with Cage. I honestly could have watched a whole film of them just hanging out, akin to Before Sunrise. Elsewhere in the cast is Neil Patrick Harris as Nick's agent, playing the kind of role I wish he did more of, and Tiffany Haddish, playing a CIA operative who introduces the action elements into the film. The action film pretense is just a narrative frame and a way to market the movie. The film says as much in a very meta sequence. The real heart of the film is always the chemistry and bond between Cage and Javi. Therefore, the action scenes, particularly the climax, while well done, ultimately feel like a distraction. Cage's emotional arc is tied to these action scenes, which relate back to his fictional family, but I wish that the emotional arc was more centered on Cage's sense of identity. The emotional scenes surrounding his retirement led me to think his arc was about his place in an industry that's moved on. While that's certainly a thematic element, a more generic family man arc was used instead, which isn't necessarily bad, but is something that has been used a lot in the action genre. I had hoped the arc would be more unique to Cage, and the family man arc does keep the film from being as emotionally deep as I wanted it to be. That being said, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is still a must-see comedy. I think Cage superfans, film fans, and general audiences alike would enjoy this film. So no matter your familiarity with Cage, I would recommend this movie. So, are you excited to see The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent this weekend? Let us know at Sneak Peek TV on social media. That's all from me, and now, back to the hosts.
Hey, Sneak Peekers, welcome back.
In honor of tomorrow being April 20th or 420, here's Simi with the best stoner comedies.
Take it away, Simi.
Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Simi Shedipe. In honor of 420 tomorrow, I've broken down some of the most iconic and some of my favorite stoner comedy movies of all time. So grab a lighter, some snacks, and maybe you'll find the perfect thing to watch tomorrow as you celebrate my personal favorite holiday. First, we have Dazed and Confused, a classic stoner comedy from Austin's own director Richard Linklater. Aside from being the origin of Matthew McConaughey's infamous alright, Dazed and Confused is a magically fun look into the fun spirit of the 1970s, the feelings of Texas high school, and a great rendition of the coming-of-age genre in general. Although I didn't grow up in the 70s personally, Linklater did such a great job directing and casting this film that it still makes me feel nostalgic. This film is a cult classic. It's hilarious, it's iconic, and has these recognizable characters, and it has an even better soundtrack. If you somehow haven't seen this movie already, you should definitely add it to your watch list for the big day tomorrow. Next, we have one of my all-time favorite movies, Pineapple Express. Pineapple Express follows Dave Denton, followed by Seth Rogen, and his drug dealer Saul, played by James Franco, as they run away after witnessing a murder. Why must they escape? After witnessing the murder, Dale loses his roach out the window, only to be found by the murderer who knows the rare strain of weed called Pineapple Express. This sparks a crazy and incredibly fun cat and mouse chase that has the audience belly laughing for the whole hour and 45 minutes. The whole film literally revolves around weed and is perfect for any stoner who wants to see someone like themselves represented on screen. Finally, we have another cult classic, The Big Lebowski. In this Coen brothers masterpiece, Dave the Dude Lebowski, played by Jeff Bridges, is mistakenly kidnapped and assaulted. The intended victim was millionaire of the same name, Jeffrey Lebowski, whose trophy wife was also kidnapped. The dude is tasked with delivering the ransom money and getting Jeffrey's wife back, but when his friend questions keeping the money for themselves, plans go awry. The Big Lebowski is filled with great performances, sharp dialogue, and stunning visuals, all making for a very comedic and interesting film. If you love the devil's lettuce, bowling, or saying the word dude, I highly recommend this movie. There's so many other stoner comedies that we simply don't have enough time to cover today. I didn't even get to talk about This Is the End, Ted, Harold, and Kumar Go to White Castle, Friday, Scary Movie. Have any other stoner comedies you feel should be on this list? Make sure to tweet us at Sneak Peek TV. Well, that's all from me. If you're in a state where it's legal, spark up, watch one of these amazing films, and have an amazing 420. If you're not, I won't tell anybody. Now, back to the host.
Thanks, Simi. I absolutely love Dazed and Confused.
Me too. I love Matthew McConaughey, so I am so happy that Simi mentioned that movie.
I agree. It's so cool to have his big break in the list of best stoner comedies.
Hey, Angelina, have you gotten a chance to go see Father Stu yet?
I have not, but I have heard several sneak peekers have.
That's right. So here's Andrew again with a review of Mark Wahlberg's newest movie, Father Stu.
Hey Sneak Peekers, my name is Andrew Artisio, and I recently had the opportunity to catch an early screening of the new film, Father Stu. Now I say opportunity specifically because although I will always appreciate a free trip to the movies, this film is far from a pleasure. I could talk for this whole show about why this movie is so terrible, but because I don't want to ramble or offend Jesus Christ, who literally makes an appearance in this film, I'll only touch on a couple reasons why this is the worst film of 2022 so far. One thing I must compliment Father Stu about is the star-studded cast. Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, and Jackie Weaver all starring in the same film must make a good movie, right? Wrong. While this has mostly to do with the writing, their characters and all of the rest of the supporting cast are completely underdeveloped and incredibly unlikable. The relationship between Stu, his mother, and his father is never truly explained and is quite confusing to follow throughout the film. Stu's love interest Carmen is simply that, a love interest. Her character is never developed further than attractive, Hispanic, Christian woman. And Stu's friend Ham exists almost only to insert a couple of mildly racist jokes throughout the course of Stu's transformation. All of the characters seem to exist only to further the development of Stu, which still is just so poorly done and just not interesting. My main question after watching this film, however, is why was this made in the first place? There are plenty of cheap religious movies that understand what they are. They're not Oscar competitors, they're not huge budget movies, but they'll still jerk a couple tears from all of the God-fearing individuals in the audience. Father Stu just doesn't. I genuinely don't know if this is supposed to be an inspirational tale to follow your dreams, a story to maybe make you cry, or just a failed effort to convert people to Christianity. This film severely lacks direction, and the lack of sniffles and tears from the audience confirms that I'm not unique in this opinion. Finally, I want to point out how this is based on a true story, yet the film includes none of the actual good and inspirational parts of said story. Besides a 2-minute scene at the very end of the film, Father Stu never focuses on the true impact real-life Stuart Long had on his community, or the emotional damage that a disease like inclusion body myositis has on someone. Rather, the film spends most of the time explaining Stuart's life before the seminary as an overly persistent, disrespectful, reckless man who won't take no for an answer in all of the wrong ways. The story of Stuart Long is truly very interesting and uplifting, and it's a shame that this film doesn't even come close to relaying those feelings. However, whether you go to see how bad it is or just to see Jesus and Mother Mary literally reincarnated, I think everyone should go and watch Father Stu and make their own opinions about this monstrosity of a film. And once you make those opinions, make sure to tweet them at us at Sneak Peek TV. That's all from me, and now back to the hosts.
Welcome back. We hope you're ready for this next segment.
Here's Mason, Robbie, and Michael with the panel of the best Robert Pattinson. Take it away, guys.
Hello, 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 Sneak Peekers, and welcome to our Robert Pattinson panel.
The Patton panel, baby.
Super excited to get into it and discuss all things Pattinson, celebrating the Batman and his entire career. Just getting right into it, I was super curious to know, what was y'all's introduction to Robert? Where did you first see the man?
I mean, other than seeing stuff kind of from Twilight, kind of around the time those movies were coming out, The Lighthouse was probably the first time I had sort of seen his turn as like a more critically acclaimed actor. Also, I'd heard a few things about Good Time, but didn't get the chance to see it until a little later after it came out.
Robbie?
Allow me to take you all on a journey. So this is my introduction to Robert Pattinson. It all began one summer night, less than a year ago, when I was browsing Amazon Prime Video, and I saw The Lighthouse. I clicked it, and I was like, wow, this is a movie right here. Oh my gosh. And I was watching, I was like, wow, this Robert Pattinson fella, he's so cool. He's so awesome. I love the scene he had with the mermaid. That was really awesome and fun. And that was my introduction. And following that, in the fall, I binged the Twilight series for the first time. And from frame one, I was Team Edward. And if you're watching this right now and you're on Team Jacob, get out. This is Team Edward
we don't mess with
only.
You. We don't mess with
We're
you
your
on the Patton
only
panel.
Team Edward.
Only, I agree with that, 1000%.
And then later on, I binged the Harry Potter series for the first time. And I got to the Goblet of Fire, and I saw him, and I was like, whoa, he's in this series? That's so cool. I can't wait to see his character grow and develop for each of the rest of the movies. And then I didn't, but that's okay, because what I saw of him, that was something special.
Yeah.
And then I watched Good Time from the Safdie Rose, and he was blonde in that movie, and he was crazy, a bit like me, but that's awesome. He just like me for real. And then later on, I watched Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie, and he went forward in time, backwards in time, but the whole time, I was just mesmerized and frozen in time watching the screen. And that was special. Yeah. And then later on, most recently, I watched The Batman.
Yes, sir.
I've seen it twice now, and he is very threatening and also awesome. And now it has shaped my personality, and now I think it's socially acceptable to spontaneously sing Something in the Way by Nirvana every now and then.
As you should, as you should.
Something in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love
Something in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to hear all of y'all's like storied past with this man. I personally feel super close to him. I started real young with Rob in Goblet of Fire. Love that y'all started with The Lighthouse, though.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, though, because once Robbie brought it up, I did remember. I did grow up with Goblet of Fire, and
Yeah.
it took me years to even realize, oh, that was Rob. I never even knew until now, so thank you for reminding me of that,
Yes.
Robbie. That was my first Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
experience.
I am curious. I feel like it's the sleeper agent, the elephant in the room, if you would say, of Robert's career. The Devil All the Time. Have either of y'all gotten a chance to see that film?
It's on my watch list, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I guess you could say there's something in the way.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, I really would recommend that one. It has Rob with a luxurious Southern accent, across from Tom Holland, who's also doing a Southern accent, bridging boundaries.
I saw that he's like a priest in that movie, so it's like Father Stew but good.
Yeah. It does have Rob, so that makes it much, much better.
He's definitely a father, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
to us.
No, and I would love to hear more about Michael. Have you seen The Batman?
I very fortunately had the opportunity to see the Batman opening week. I did get the AMC exclusive The Batman NFT. I did not ask for the AMC exclusive The Batman NFT, but I did receive it.
You know, I also got the AMC exclusive The Batman NFT.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't want it though because NFT's bad.
Well, you know, Robert's generous. He'll give it to you whether you want it or not. So,
he
So
will.
true.
He's
So
so true.
true.
So true.
but either way, I just think we also should address a little bit of Robert's life off screen, because it is so storied, so beautiful to witness.
Extremely.
Extremely, yes. Just every interview, I couldn't imagine sitting across from him. What is one thing y'all would want to say or ask Robert if you were in the same room with him?
Well, if I were in the same room as Robert Pattinson, I'd first, just like, do like this, like, and then look up at him and it's like, hi.
No other comments?
I mean, I guess I don't know if I would be able to because I'd be so shell shocked,
So starstruck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd just be something in the way in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I would ask him whether or not he actually skipped training for the Batman, because that was one of the big things in the pre-production. One of the big headline grabbers is that he said he wouldn't do any like weightlifting or anything like that. But he seemed pretty chiseled like in the movie, and I wonder if that's. I mean, it most likely is because he's Rob and he's just built different.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
He's just built different.
I am curious if there was an actual regiment involved in that production.
Yeah, I feel like looking at the regiment, looking at his history with Twilight, after playing Edward for so many years.
Team Edward.
Team Edward.
Team Edward.
I feel like
Let's go.
You just have to keep that body as it is. You don't want to lose Edward. You don't want to lose the sparkle.
It's a work of art. It's like, Michelangelo's David, right?
Exactly.
Like, it has to be preserved for, centuries, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a vampire, too, so, like, that kind of helps with the process, the
And
preservation.
another reminder: if any of you viewers at home are Team Jacob, get out now.
Yeah,
We don't want you here.
yeah. Do y'all have a favorite Twilight movie, though?
I gotta say, I like the first one a lot.
Yeah.
And also the last one because of how nuts it is.
It goes cray-cray. Yeah, it does indeed.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd have to go with Robbie. I mean, the classics just hold up. You don't argue with them, right? You can play contrarian. You can say, oh, New Moon is actually the peak of the franchise, but
That's the worst one.
exactly. You can't be a contrarian. The classics are the classics for a reason.
Yeah.
It's
right?
still a good movie though because it has Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And Kristen.
Yeah. We stand.
Shout out to Kristen.
Absolutely.
It also, I think, towards the end of the series there, we get introduced to Renesmee.
Renesmee.
Controversial name. Controversial. But it does make me wonder, if either of you were to have a child with Robert Pattinson, what would you name it? Because I personally wouldn't go with Renesmee. Sorry to say to all my Renesmees out there, but that's not what I would choose.
Well, his name is Robert. My name is Robbie. So, Burpee.
A good mixture, combining the families. I like that.
I would go with Winslow.
Winslow!
Yeah. Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow.
Aye!
There, yeah.
Hark!
Hark.
Hark, Triton, hark!
Yeah.
Bellow!
Something in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something in the way.
Yeah.
Nirvana would be a cute baby name.
Nirvana.
Yeah. Nirvana.
It's a
Lil
bit
Nur.
It's a good,
Burr,
I mean,
yeah.
it fits the celebrity child
Yeah.
theme. I feel like that's
It does.
something a
I
celebrity would name it.
achieve Nirvana when I see Robert Pattinson.
You do. I mean, it checks
Absolutely.
out. No, right, why else would you be here, you know?
Yeah, there's literally no other reason.
Yeah. Now, since he just was the Batman, one of the most iconic adaptation roles out there, are there any other roles y'all would love to see Rob fill in the future?
There is actually one. In Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I absolutely want him to be the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, without a doubt. Inarguable, undisputed.
He would be so cool, so edgy, so, be like, Arg, Sonic, where's that fourth Chaos Emerald?
But he also has that that classic Rob self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like he could really play into that.
Yeah, it would definitely bring the Robert Ooh all the way around.
And it wouldn't be the first time he's interacted with Japanese media, because I remember seeing a few weeks ago him do an interview with a VTuber, and that was really something. And the whole time he was just like, he didn't know what was going on. He was just looking at the VTuber model, he's like,
Yeah. No, we love to see it.
We love to see it.
But I've loved the chance to talk all things Robert with y'all.
We gotta stop now?
I think we have to take a break.
So, in
at
terms
least.
of keeping us going,
Yeah.
there's something in the
The
way.
Yeah.
Yes. But sneak peekers, look out for our Robert Pattinson panel part 2, which I'm sure they'll allow us to do.
Yeah.
So that's all from us tonight, though. We will go right back to the hosts.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that was something. Before we go, we just want to wish a happy birthday to our very own Kate Bramlett.
Happy birthday, Kate.
Make sure to tune in each week at 7:30 to catch all the latest entertainment news.
I'm Angelina Vellis.
And I'm Hunter Gasway.
See you next week, Sneak Peekers.